The hallway was crowded, lockers slamming shut, and chatter bouncing off the walls like static. But the noise suddenly died in one part of the corridor. It was the sound of a backpack hitting the floor, followed by a body. "Watch where you're going, freak!" A deep, mocking laugh followed. Lying on the ground, books scattered across the polished tiles, was Aaliyah, a shy 15-year-old girl with skin the color of warm mahogany and thick, coily hair she usually wore in a bun. Her eyes were wide, partly from the impact, partly from the humiliation. The two boys who had knocked her down didn't even look back. They strutted off with their friends, laughing as if cruelty was a sport and she was just another score. Most of the students nearby pretended not to see. Some glanced, then looked away, as if standing up for her would be too heavy a weight to carry. But Emma, a tall 16-year-old with fair skin and blonde hair that fell messily over her shoulders, froze mid-step. She'd seen the whole thing. She'd seen too many things like it in the past months: Aaliyah getting pushed in the lunch line, tripped in the gym, mocked for her hair, her skin, her clothes. Emma clenched her fists. Her stomach churned, not just with anger, but with guilt, because until now, she'd been one of the silent ones. Emma rushed over and helped Aaliyah to her feet. "You okay?" she asked, her voice shaky. Aaliyah kept her head low. "Yeah. I'm used to it." Used to it. The words hit Emma like a slap. Nobody should ever have to get used to cruelty. Before she could say more, the warning bell rang. The crowd moved again, and the bullies disappeared around the corner. Emma's pulse was pounding so hard she could feel it in her ears. She didn't go to class. Not yet. She had a choice to make. In her mind, she replayed the times she'd seen the same bullies push kids into lockers, steal lunches, and spit insults like venom. She'd told herself, "It's not my business." She'd told herself, "It's safer to stay quiet." But today was different. Today she'd watched someone hit the floor, and something inside her cracked open. She found the boys near the vending machines, laughing about some inside joke. She walked right up to them, her heart pounding, but her voice steady. "Hey," she said, loud enough for others to hear. "You think it's funny knocking people over? You think you're tough?" They turned, smirking. "What, you her bodyguard now?" one sneered. Emma stepped closer. "No. I'm someone who's not afraid of you." The taller boy chuckled and stepped forward, trying to intimidate her. But Emma didn't back up. She remembered the self-defense moves her older brother had taught her last summer. And when the boy shoved her shoulder, she reacted, quick, precise. In one sharp motion, she grabbed his wrist, twisted, and shoved him back. His face flushed red with surprise and embarrassment as his friend's laughter turned awkward. "You touch her again," Emma said, pointing toward the hallway where Aaliyah had been, "and I will make sure every teacher in this school knows exactly who you are, and I'll make sure you regret it." The boys muttered something under their breath and walked away. But this time, they weren't laughing. Word spread fast. By lunch, everyone knew Emma had stood up to the bullies. Some people called her crazy. Some called her brave. When she found Aaliyah sitting alone at a corner table, Emma sat down beside her without asking. "You didn't have to do that," Aaliyah said quietly. "Yes, I did," Emma replied. "Because staying silent is the same as helping them. And I'm done helping them." Aaliyah's eyes softened. "Nobody's ever done that for me before." Emma smiled. "Then I guess it's about time." Over the next weeks, something began to change. The bullies kept their distance. A few other students, inspired by Emma's courage, started speaking up too. The more voices that joined in, the less power the bullies seemed to have. But the biggest change was in Aaliyah. She started lifting her head higher when she walked. She began talking more in class, laughing more at lunch. One day she even wore her hair loose and natural, and when someone made a rude comment, she shut it down with a sharp, confident, "Don't talk to me like that." Emma watched her and felt a swell of pride. The truth was, both girls had faced challenges. Aaliyah had endured isolation, constant microaggressions, and the fear that speaking up would only make things worse. Emma had battled her own fear of confrontation, the worry of becoming a target herself, and the guilt of past silence. But together, they learned something powerful: courage is contagious. Months later, at the school's spring assembly, the principal made an announcement about a new anti-bullying program and named Emma and Aaliyah as student leaders. As they walked to the stage, side by side, students clapped and cheered. Aaliyah whispered, "Guess we're making history." Emma grinned. "Nah. We're just making things right." Moral of the story: never underestimate the power of one person speaking up. Silence protects bullies, courage stops them. And kindness changes everything. Loudspeaker: hey everyone. If this story moved you, tell me in the comments what you would have done if you were in Emma's shoes or Aaliyah's. Your voice matters, and your story might inspire someone else to speak up. Sparkling Heart, subscribe to Be Kind always for more powerful, real-life inspired stories about courage, compassion, and standing up for what's right. Together, we can make kindness go viral. If you want, I can now expand this into a full 5,000-word narration-ready script with deeper dialogue, richer scene descriptions, and more emotional beats so it perfectly fits YouTube pacing. That would make it even more immersive for your audience. Do you want me to go ahead and make that extended version?